Welcome, everybody. I'm Anoshe Overington from Stillness in Yoga. I would love to speak to you about insomnia for women. So it's going to be a lecture and not a very long lecture. We're going to be more practicing with yin yoga, hopefully. But I'd love to give you also some tips for the people who don't know me yet. I was born in the Netherlands and I have been, since 1982, been practicing yoga, Qigong and meditation. I started all the three at the same time. And the topic, insomnia for women, has grown. I had a very late start with menopause. I'm 60 now. Was it 57 it started? And I couldn't believe how much that hit me. And especially with sleeplessness and heart palpitations in the night. So with my 41 years of experience, I started to give myself more self-care. And I'm very happy to share this with you now. So what is actually insomnia? What is insomnia? Insomnia is, it's sometimes in the night that we wake up, let's say at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we have to go to the toilet, which is very natural, especially when you get a little bit older, the bladder gets a little bit weaker, and you go to the toilet and you go to bed and you fall asleep again. But if you, like me, would just stay awake after I would got up out of bed, and it lasts for more than 3 months, you call this insomnia. This is what we call like a chronic insomnia. And there's other women, and they sort of go to bed and they can't fall asleep. And also I've been there. And so you go to bed and you have maybe a husband laying next to you who falls asleep in 2 minutes and snores away, but it's not even the snoring that you can't sleep. It's just that you can't fall asleep. And so all these different aspects of not being able to stay asleep or not being able to fall asleep, you could translate them into a disbalance. I have a Chinese heritage and I've always been interested in Chinese medicine. I got initiated into that via Qigong when I was 19, and still I work now a lot together with my soul sister Gita Perotti-Schout, the acupuncturist, before that with other acupuncturists. And in Chinese medicine, we talk about the Shen, and the Shen is like our spirit, and spirit is actually in our body. It needs to be embodied. And when we're a lot in our heads and we are worrying or we have anxiety, or we go through menopause and we have hot flashes, etc., then there is a disbalance, and there is an attraction between yin and yang. And this attraction is like two lovers of yin and yang, and then there is more yang and then there is more yin. But when the yin has become very little and very weak, then the yang, which is something more airy, fiery, it just flies off, and we have the feeling we have a lot of energy, but we don't. It's just that our yin is so little that this magnetic field between the two of them is just not there. It's and so the yang is flying off, and it gives us the feeling, a lot of restlessness, sometimes palpitations, and we have the feeling that we constantly want to run. So it's actually not so good to listen to that feeling. And that restlessness, when our yin and yang are not so greatly into balance, can disturb us. And the Shen is then not really entering what we call the heart. And that is what is, you could say, the way you can talk about it from Chinese medicine point of view. And it's important that, especially when you have heavy bleeding, for example, or a lot of hot flashes, which are two different types, but both a sign of a lack of yin energy. And that's why yin yoga practice is so great in that stage of your life, or when you have a burnout or a lot of stress, because you can activate the energetic body without losing too much energy. And I'm very happy to be here. I feel very grateful that you're joining me on this journey.